Hello, what is up, ladies, gentlemen, and cephalopods? Um, I'm just going to talk a little about the fact that my state has defunded Planned Parenthood and any clinic that provides abortion services. And what defunded means is that in these clinics, when this goes into effect, will not be allowed to receive or use any tax dollars, any government funding whatsoever. And I know some of you are probably thinking, hey, yay, my tax dollars aren't going to abortion. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there already a federal law in place that kept your tax dollars from going to abortion anyway? I'm pretty sure there was a law in place that said you can't use tax money for abortion services anyway. The thing they used your tax dollars for was to provide sliding scale sexual health services to women, LGBT folk, and I guess some men that go to Planned Parenthood too, but it's mostly a woman's clinic. And this, I personally don't believe it was done out of a, pro-life stance, because this isn't going to wind up being pro-life. What's going to happen is these clinics are now going to be forced to shut down because they're going to be entirely dependent on private funding. Private funding isn't that easy to get. So these clinics are going to shut down, which means, number one, women will be getting unsafe abortions, and that will possibly kill them, make them sick, whatever. And now, I'm not pro-abortion. I am also not pro-life. I do think abortion is murder, but I understand that making anti-abortion laws is wrong, that women are supposed to, that they need to be able to choose what to do with their body, because the life of the child, a life of an unwanted child, is just horrible. All sorts of stuff that comes with that. Anti-abortion laws are bad. So, as much as I don't like abortion, I support clinics like Planned Parenthood because they provide an important service. So, not only is this going to make abortion unsafe, if an abused woman gets pregnant, she's not going to have the option of aborting. So, some men will beat their wives or kill their wives for if they're pregnant. It's happened, so that's gonna hurt and kill women, possibly. Abortion rates will not go down. Legal abortion rates will go down, but abortion rates will not go down. What's gonna happen is, because Tennessee is abstinence only sex ed, we're now losing one service that provides sexual education to everybody. They provide LGBT sexual education, regular sex education, so that the rates of STIs, AIDS and HIV, unplanned pregnancies, all that sort of thing, those are probably going to go up. Like I said, back alley abortions are going to go up. Stuff like Planned Parenthood actually provides, and it's the only place I personally know of that provides the HIV prevention pill, especially for gay men and people at risk of getting HIV. They're having, whatever. They also provide stuff like free condoms, sliding scale birth control, and contraceptives, which means you often pay based on what you make. So that's going to impact, I feel like it's going to impact the entire state's sexual health, because it's not just Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood does a lot of this, but it's any clinic that provides abortions, and a lot of those clinics also provide all these services. And living in the South, in the Bible Belt, it can be really shameful to talk to your doctor about sex. Doctors tend to be really judgmental. Even my 62-year-old mom is going to admit it. They can be really judgmental. It's a little it's shameful to talk to your doctors about sex. It's shameful to talk about the possibility you might be pregnant or might have an STI. And so it's just gonna be a whole mess. Excuse me. Another service Planned Parenthood provides is hormone replacement therapy and resources for transition for trans folk. And a lot of my trans friends went through there. And I feel like that's going to hurt them pretty badly because it's not easy to do informed consent here. You have to go through long waits with therapists and all that kind of thing. And doctors who don't know what they're doing. I've had friends have to educate their doctor on trans healthcare. When Planned Parenthood already does that, knows that kind of thing, and knows what's going on. Also, for LGBT folks, doctors tend to be judgmental. They're like, they won't use their patients' names and pronouns. They'll use that's legally on their birth certificate or whatever. Planned Parenthood doesn't do that. They only use somebody's legal name when they are required to. So, like, prescriptions and shit. So, I feel like this is not good. I feel like there's going to be a lot of negative effects, and I don't think the state actually did it because they care about abortion. I think, or because they want to not be funding abortion, because they're not funding abortion. It was already a law, I believe, and they did it because they're assholes. They're just gonna negatively impact women's health, LGBT health, all that sort of thing. And despite the fact that I am not all the way liberal, I'm not a liberal. I'm aware of the importance of clinics like this that are non-judgmental spaces, places you can go and openly talk to the doctor about the fact that you think you might have an STI, or that you need to be tested for HIV, or that you need the HIV pill, you need condoms, you need dental dams. They provide all of that. You need a pregnancy test, you need emergency contraceptives. You want to be respected. You want them to use your name, and you want them to know what you're going through with whatever, being trans or being gay or being whatever. We're going to be losing that, especially if Planned Parenthood and the clinics cannot come up with the private funding to stay open. So, I guess, to close this up, I'm kind of recommending, I'm not saying you have to, I'm kind of recommending, if you can, donate a little to Planned Parenthood, or any sexual health clinic, because I know, personally, not everybody's a fan of Planned Parenthood, because they have done some not so great things in the past. They've lied to people. Especially when my mom was younger, they weren't the same great organization that they are now. They didn't treat their women right, especially post-abortion, but that has been changing in my lifetime, and they provide really important services, and sexual health clinics like this provide really important services. Not just abortion. Even if you're anti-abortion, we know the things that bring down abortion rates are contraceptives and sexual education. Not anti-abortion laws, not getting rid of abortion, not defunding abortion clinics. So, if you have cash to donate, you can donate to one of these clinics that needs to help staying open, or you can do what you can in, like, voting or whatever, if you're old enough to vote, looking into laws, seeing who's running for mayor next, because our mayor got ousted for having an affair. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Anyway, until next time, you guys. I don't know what that was.